50 years after Joe Namath and the guarantee, we are underway in Super Bowl 53. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Rodgers now on first down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. Geronimo Allison the target there. And that'll bring up second down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Now the first carry for Ty Montgomery. They lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult 3rd down call now.
Well, certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14. They pitch it out to Montgomery. Oh, able to avoid him. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
And this may be a big early turning point in this Super Bowl. They're going to go for it on 4th down here. They do go for it. It's Rodgers. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. And I think the Chiefs have it. They do. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. A chance for the first score of this Super Bowl. Here's 1st and goal. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes. And they finally catch up to him and take him down. Jeez, where was he going? A huge loss there.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I'd file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. They get it to him running left. And he will lose yardage and be back up to the 24.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Oh, now he bowls him over. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves them well short for 4th down.
This drive started with 1st and goal. Now that it's 4th and goal, anything less than a touchdown would feel like a letdown to me.
the offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. His throw caught at about the 5. A great open field tackle is going to stop him shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. 30 yards. Back near the goal line. Here's Rodgers. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. And they've got it here with a first down. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Has a lot of beef thundering downfield off of the toss play, and it takes me back to when I was a kid and watching USC play. Remember the old toss that they ran? They used to call student body right or student body left because everyone was out in front of the ball carrier. In fact, one of their favorite plays, it was called rose stem right or rose stem left, depending on the formation. 28 toss. And 28 toss was their bread and butter.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Montgomery a first down and then some. 20, 10, touchdown, Packers. With a first touchdown of this Super Bowl and a long one at that. And the Packers are able to cash in for 6. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Here's Rodgers to throw. It's caught. And it's 8-0. And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Crosby on now to kick it away. Tyreek Hill set to return it. Now this offense ready to head back out there. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 right at the 30. Working from the gun, Mahomes. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about.
Offside, defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Nick Perry coming hard from that linebacker spot. He drops him for a loss of 11. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back on Super Bowl Sunday after this. A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. On third down, it's Hunt. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's fourth down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on first and second down and needing long yardage to try and pick up a first down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on fourth down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on first and second down. Really put them behind the 8-ball.
And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on fourth.
Tell you what, I don't think I agree with the call to go for it, but I will be the first to give him credit because every book in the world tells you to punt in that situation, but he trusted his instinct. And as a result, his guys are going to get a new set of downs.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
They'll toss it to Hunt. Wiggles free, and he'll get it down here to the 43. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
A toss play to Hunt. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. So we've come upon halftime. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. The halftime show, quite a spectacle, but it's back to football for the second half of Super Bowl 53. This is taking you to 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll start with Hunt on the ground. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. It's a loss of 2. Now 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. He is going to find Hill here. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain of 32 that time. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. The Chiefs on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third down and 12. Now here's Mahomes. And this is caught by Watkins. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Sammy Watkins, 39 yards. And the Chiefs are a 2-point conversion away from tying this thing up. Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2. They go play fake. Mahomes able to get away. Incomplete.
They made the decision to go for 2. They didn't get it. They remained down by 2 points. Should they have kicked it there?
A third quarter, I'm okay with it. Maybe first or second, you don't. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, again, I keep coming back to I don't like to chase a lot of points, but I also don't know what kicking an extra point being down 1 does for me.
Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. The toss play to Montgomery. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. The first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Open man is Allison, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Rodgers to Allison, good for a Green Bay first down. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 47. pitch out to Williams. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. Past the 20. Touchdown, Packers. Ty Montgomery, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Packers add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
So they try to make it a 2-score game with a conversion. It pays off.
And they've looked at the situation, figured it out well. A 2-score game in this situation, they've got to feel much better about where they are.
Tyreek Hill on the return. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on the other side of the ball.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Time for a break. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing now is Mahomes. Thomas has got it, complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Kevin King with a pick. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
Comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's got a man, complete. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They go play action here on 1st down. Steps away. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. To throw, it's Mahomes. That is caught at the 7. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A really nice gain of 25 yards. One final try for Mahomes. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.